What's going on, everybody? John Arapoli here with My MMA News, and today's guest will be fighting Maria Oliveira at UFC Vegas 65. Pleased today to be joined by Vanessa Demopoulos. Vanessa, nice to see you again. It seems like it's been a minute since we did one of these interviews, so it's nice to see you. Hope you're doing well.
Great to be back. Life is good right now.
Well, Vanessa, I'm sure there is a lot to be excited about this year as you're 2-0 on the year, looking to go 3-0 here on November 19th. So, with that being said, let's just talk about this year and just how successful it's been. What would it mean for you to go 3-0 on the year? And not only that, but just what's been clicking during this stretch because you've been red hot this year?
It's really important for me to continue on this journey right now on this win streak. I'm a very vicious person. I want to show the world what it means to be a fighter, to be a warrior, to be able to share my story and to be able to impact millions of people's lives. And you can't do that sitting underneath a rock. So I'm working my way through the rankings right now. And the UFC is an amazing platform, and I'm really honored to be a part of it.
Now, here's a question that I like to ask fighters because it's unique. When it comes to team sports, a lot of times you'll talk about momentum, right? Where you're winning all these close games and you feel like you're red hot and everything's going your way. And, any type of close situation, you're going to get the breaks, you're going to get the calls. Well, then there's these individual sports like what you're in, right? In MMA, where you're in there just you and one other person inside of an octagon. Do you believe in momentum in a sport where it's just a one-on-one competition?
No, I'm not, because you see people who are on a potential losing streak, for example, and if they want to turn their asses around and start being a fucking champion, then they can do exactly that. And I think that it's a mindset, and every single situation is a brand new situation. So you have to take into account what is happening in the moment. And, nothing that happened in the past matters, and nothing that is happening currently matters. What matters is fight day.
All right, so since you're talking there about working hard and working your ass off and whatnot, here is the perfect time to segue right into training camp going on right now. Just how is your camp going and how's everything going down at Fight Ready? Obviously, it's a fantastic gym.
Oh my gosh, I love it. I love it so much. My weight is perfect, and I'm a very big straw weight, so this has been one of the best weight cuts that I've ever had. My body's feeling amazing right now. The training, I feel like, is already done, and I still have another 2 more weeks until I get to fight. And it's like, oh my gosh, can we just hurry up already? Because I just want to get in the cage. I'm so aggressive right now.
So one of the last times we did an interview, we really went in depth about Fight Ready and all of the great people that are down there, and I'm sure that's all still the same. I did want to ask you about 2 other people, though, that you get to work out with when you're not in training camp that you spend time with. I know obviously they're not helping you right now for this camp, but they have been beneficial to you in your career. That's Lupi Godinez and Tabitha Ricci, obviously 2 great competitors there. Just talk about them a little bit, your friendship with them, and how they've been able to help you out as a fighter.
I love my girls, and I think that friendships are really powerful, and, it's just good, champions gotta stick together, so it feels good to, have good friends that you can relate to in this industry, and I think that that's a really major key as well, just, having good energy around you all the time.
All right, so now let's get into some X's and O's here of the fight. Let's talk about now just your opponent, what you've seen out of her, and what you're kind of expecting on fight night.
Well, I got to study her a lot prior to getting called up for this fight, because she did fight Tabitha. And so I got to study her when Tabitha was getting ready for her. And of course, I always keep my eye on everybody in the UFC, being a fight analyst myself. So it's been really, really cool, just to be able to break things down on a very scientific level and just knowing like where I stand on the charts. It's been really awesome this camp actually, and it's kind of crazy. I know like the fight odds just came out and I'm an underdog again, which to me I'm just like fucking yes, like thank you so much. So like it's just really cool for me to be able to see everything, see how other people view the fight, know the things that I know about this camp going in, and it's a really good feeling.
All right, so now you just said, if I heard that correctly, fuck yes to being an underdog. Why is that the reaction? Why do you like being an underdog?
Man, it's like people are always like underestimating me, and I'm like, well, what the fuck, you guys? Like, have I not shown that I'm one of the toughest bitches in the division yet? Like, let's go. And toughness doesn't win fights, but I'm extremely skilled. I'm in one of the best camps in the entire country. I have some of the best coaches in the entire country, and I work my ass off. So it's like, okay, like if you guys want to continue to undermine me, like, let's go. Like please, like it's awesome for me. I actually take a little bit of pride in that.
All right, so then how do you see this fight playing out then?
I see this fight playing out the same way everybody else is going to see it playing out on November 19th. You better be watching.
So I'm going to go ahead and guess, of course, by that answer that you are expecting a great performance, expecting a victory. So could the fans expect to see one of those new classic celebrations that have really took off for you and kind of went viral? You jump into the interviewer's arm as soon as you're getting interviewed right inside of the octagon there.
Man, number one, they better be ready. So they should know this already. Like, this is a thing. And number two, I have some other very awesome surprises waiting on the other side of my hand getting raised. So make sure that you guys are looking out for that.
Yeah, I do hope for your sake that they are ready for it now because you've done it twice already. They should be expecting it now at this point. But one of the things I want to ask with that celebration, are you surprised that it took off the way how it did and how kind of, especially the first time you did with Joe Rogan, it seemed like it really went viral there and I'm sure a big boost for you with a lot of different things there. Were you surprised at just how that went viral the way how it did?
Yeah, I mean, I was just like living my best life, so I thought it was really freaking cool. But Joe thought it was awesome too. I've gotten to have a little bit of dialogue back and forth with him. He's freaking cool, man. Joe Rogan is one awesome individual, and that was a really cool week. It was a cool moment, and it's something that I'm like literally gonna cherish for a lifetime. So.
All right, so now I want to talk about something that's technically outside of the cage, still technically kind of related to it, though. You did allude to it in one of your earlier answers. You are an analyst now for UFC Fight Pass. You do a few different things there. I just wanted to ask you about that. Just explain the job a little bit as to what exactly you're doing in case there is somebody out there that isn't familiar with your new role with UFC Fight Pass, and just how you've liked doing the job so far.
I do. I'm a fighting analyst for pre and post show on UFC Fight Pass with TJ DeSantis on Extra Rounds. So I get to break down the fights. I get to kind of like give my opinion on the way I believe fights are going to play out, and then afterwards the analysis of how they actually did play out, which honestly is awesome. But it's also like, oh man, like I gotta speak my truth sometimes, and it's like it's hard for me because I love everybody, but not everybody loves what you have to say. So it is what it is. And then I'm also a color commentator for Jiu-Jitsu for the EBIs and the Medusas that happen on UFC Fight Pass as well. And that's really exciting for me too because I get to like be excited about Jiu-Jitsu and break everything down. And I love that. So I literally love analyzing. I love fighting so much, and it's just such an honor for me to be able to like share my opinions, my thoughts, my passion with the world.
And now, speaking of all that analyst work, I have to ask you some analyst questions to put the analyst cap on. When this interview runs, it's going to be fight week for UFC 281. So I wanted to get your thoughts on a few matchups. We'll start with the one right in your division, strawweight title on the line, Carla Esparza versus Weili Zhang. Big matchup there. Just want to get your thoughts on that matchup.
I'm not giving my thoughts on that matchup because I have been exclusive training partners for both of those people. So I love Carla. She's a very close friend of mine. And I love Weili, and I've trained with both of them for their training camps, not this particular one, but in the past. And so I'm not even like going to share thoughts on that, like at all. I'm not doing it. You can't make me do it.
All right, so I understand completely why you wouldn't want to give a prediction or really get in depth with an analysis, given your special relationship with both of those ladies, and that is completely fair and understandable there. But how about for the main event that night with Israel Adesanya defending his title against Alex Pereira? Of course, Izzy, big fan favorite, but he has lost twice in kickboxing to his opponent on fight night. Should be a big matchup. A lot of fans excited for that one. Just your thoughts.
Yeah, I think everybody has Izzy winning this fight, and I think it's going to be a whole lot closer than people are really putting into consideration. I see Alex really, I think that he's the sharper striker out of the two of them, and not just because he's won the last 2 times that they have met in the cage, but also because like he spent a lot more time focusing on just kickboxing. Like he was only doing kickboxing for all of these years, recently transitioned into MMA, where Izzy, got to climb through the ranks and, now become the champion of the UFC. But that means that he had to split his time between wrestling, jiu-jitsu, judo, whatever other opponent that he was looking out for. And mind you, he has some of the slickest footwork out of anybody ever to step inside a cage or ring for that matter. But I think that Alex is going to be a whole lot sharper. He's bigger, he's stronger than everybody is really putting into consideration. So that's, I think we might potentially be surprised.
All right, Vanessa, a lot of great stuff today. Really appreciate all the time. One last thing before you're out here today. Social media management sponsors, anybody got to give a shout out to? Floor is yours. Take it away.
Shout out Iridium. Let's go. My management company. They're absolutely amazing. And come watch me, Lil Monster Demo on Instagram. Anything that stems off from there is always going to be posted there first.
All right, Vanessa, thanks again so much for all the time here today. Really appreciate it. It was great catching up with you. Like I said in the beginning, it's been a minute since we last spoke, so it was nice getting caught up here. So again, thanks for all the time, and thanks for all the time to all the viewers out there today. Just want to remind you guys, like I always do, if you like today's interview, make sure you go to the bottom, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to this YouTube channel if you haven't done so already, and keep going to MyMMANews.com to check out all of the great work that comes out every single day of the week. Make sure to go to our social media pages, give us a like and a follow on there as well. We'll see you later, everybody.